Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of You Ought to Know Live, seen and heard live every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's great to be with you. I'm Dave Serio, your host of the radio program You Ought to Know, seen and heard live every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. until noon Eastern Time at daveserio.com. And the great thing about that is we're on 3 radio stations in the Maryland area, 2 of them in Baltimore on AM and FM stations, and then Frederick, Maryland for our last hour. It all airs on the web, live video and audio streaming at daveserio.com. I am with 2 of my best friends in the automotive industry. We got Mr. Michael Lambert from the Shine Shop, and we also have Dave Winward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. And no, it is not your TV fooling you. They both got haircuts exactly the same. I think they were holding hands, if I'm not mistaken. So they both go on vacation and come back, look like that. So it's pretty good. So let's start with Mr. Mike Lambert, because, Mike, you were up first this evening. Good to talk to you, Mike.
Nice to be here, Dave. Thank you.
You are the extreme detailer in Maryland. That's what I like to call you. 1 car per day, and the 1 car that you had per day today was sitting right behind you.
Yeah, it's a 2012 Audi TT RS. Really nice car. I got a chance to drive it yesterday. I picked it up from the gentleman's house, and really nice car to drive. Very comfortable.
Very good. So this he's special because you actually went to his house and picked it up. You don't do that a whole lot.
I don't do that a whole lot. Just we do it in a limited area around the Reisterstown area, within
Right.
5 or 10 miles. That's about it.
Yeah, liability really plays a factor in this situation,
Yeah, we pay a lot for insurance. I really hope I don't have to use it. So
I hear you. I hear you. So tell us about this car back here. White, very easy to do, correct?
white and black are the 2 hardest colors to do.
Yes.
And this one, it's where his house is in the woods, and it sits under a tree, so every nook and cranny had, all the pollen build up and the leaf build up and all that stuff. So that just takes a while to clean out, and then a lot of bird dropping stains on it and sap stains. So it took quite a while to get the outside right. And, the interior was pretty nice, except they carried their dog in it, so.
Oh my goodness.
Dog hair and all that stuff, but it's a nice car. I really like it. I really do. First one of these I've done. So.
Okay, very good. What else have you been working on this week and the end of last?
Oh, let's see. A couple of Mercedes, some Porsches, Boxster, the 911.
And it's been the German week.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's a big Porsche show coming up, so I'm getting a lot of those. They set them up last year to get them done right before the show.
Right.
Then I have a gentleman stop by with a Ferrari Super America that we're going to do him within the next couple of weeks, I believe.
Now, I'm not familiar with that car. Do you know a little bit about it?
It's a very rare car. It looks like a 575 Maranello, only it has a 1-piece carbon fiber top, and the top flips back and lays on the back of the car. So it's almost like a Targa top.
Wow.
Only the top is motivated, and the top basically goes like that and lays on the back of the car.
That's got to be different looking when it's in the down position, isn't it?
It is, but it's an attractive car, and this one's in white, and I've never seen one in white. I've done a black one, and I've done a red one. The problem is if the top has a mechanical problem, it's a $40,000 repair if you can find the part.
Wow.
Because you replace the whole top as an assembly. There are no repairs.
Oh my goodness. So I assume you're not putting the top down while it's there.
I'm not. I don't touch the tops on them.
I hear you. I hear you. Smart move. Smart move.
They're very, according to my friend Richard at Radcliffe, they're very, very touchy. And if it's not done in the proper sequence, that's when you have trouble, and then you need to have it relearned and all that kind of stuff. So we tell people right up front, we don't do that.
I understand. Well, and you shouldn't. I mean, that's something that you shouldn't get involved with. I mean, I remember back in the old 50s when they had the Ford Lincolns and all that good stuff that had the power tops and power hard tops. And at that time, I think there were like 28 motors and solenoids and all that stuff. And all you need is one not to work. And, got up the stuff. So incredible.
We have a lot of people ask us, do we take the wheels off? I can, but I don't on some of the cars with the electronic suspensions and things like that, because you really need to do that with a scan tool. And we don't get involved in that. We have enough things that we can get your wheels clean so they look like we took them off.
Oh, sure. I mean, I've seen a lot of cars that you've cleaned, and I would never know that the wheels have stayed on or gone off. I mean, it's incredible how clean you get them.
Yeah, it's just some of the modern cars are just so, well, you know, you're in the repair business. You guys know it. They're just so finicky. I mean, I have a friend that's a Mercedes tech, and he's like, you can't do an oil change on these cars without putting them to sleep.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
Yep, it's almost a shame. It
It
really is.
It is.
It's gotten so crazy. You know, I mean, I remember General Motors 14 years ago. Okay, we got our first power window motor problem in a GM car. So you replace the power window motor. Has to be programmed by the dealer through satellite system. There's a nice surprise.
Yeah.
You know, holy moly.
I just I met a gentleman last week in Hunt Valley Horsepower that has a Bentley GT, and we were just talking about servicing and things like that, and he's like, it's $1,500 for an oil change. I find that to be incredible. You know, I mean, I know it's 15 quarts of oil, but they got to put it to sleep, and you know, you can't put it on a lift without setting the computers to sleep and things like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why we don't work on them.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
They can take their $1,500 and run with it. Okay.
Exactly right. So.
What I don't understand is, you know, I've owned a lot of nice cars in my life, but would I ever own a car that cost me $1,500 for an oil change? And no way in the world.
I find it. I have a lot of clients that it's just like, well, that's what it costs.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Good for you. I'm glad you're having fun with it.
Happy for you. All right, Mike, we're going to be back with you in just a few moments, sir. The two contact information for you, the website is right there on your lower third, theshineshopAutoDetailing.com. And if you want to give Mike a call during business hours, 410-833-1632, and he'll be more than happy to answer some questions for you. And if you really get crazy and you want to get an unbelievably great detail and protection for your paint, then give him a call and make an appointment. All the information is on the website, including your prices, and everything's right there for you. So, Mike, we'll be right back with you, buddy.
Okay.
All right, Dave Windward, back from vacation in North Carolina. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Tell us where you went and what you did there, mister.
Well, we went to Salvo, North Carolina, which is on the Outer Banks, and basically, when you're in the Outer Banks, you don't do a whole lot. There's not a whole lot to do other than go to the beach. I did a lot of fishing, did a lot of biking. I did make a pretty neat trek that I think you'll enjoy. I used to be a pretty avid cyclist, and I had an old mountain bike that I had in the backyard, and I got the bright idea to bolt a small two-stroke to it. And so I've done this.
You were breaking up just as you said that. So you bolted a two-stroke motor to it, correct?
Yeah, so a 67cc two-stroke motor. And basically, my trek is I start in Salvo, and I ride to the tip of Hatteras, and then there's a ferry that takes you to a small island called Ocracoke. And on Ocracoke, I ride another 15 miles, and then there's a little pub there, and I have lunch. And then I ride back. Now, when I was younger, it's about a 100-mile trek. So when I was younger, it wasn't a big deal. But I'm getting a little bit older, so I thought I'd bolt this engine onto it, and that way I could get from the pub, you know, and just motor my way back. Long story short, I made it the whole way to the pub, and my wife was going to meet me there because I had taken the chain off of the engine. Because, you know, as it just created some more friction. I had some extra fuel. I put some stuff in the back of her car, and she was going to meet me there. But when she got to the ferry, it was a 4-hour wait.
Oh, man.
Calls me up, and she says, Dave, I'm not waiting 4 hours. I say, I need my chain and my fuel. So I actually had to ride back from the pub back to the ferry, get back over. So I actually pedaled this thing 65 miles.
Wow.
Met up with me. I put my chain on, and for the last 35 miles, coasted. I got the cruise up Highway 12 back up to Salvo, and it was a nice cruise. And my bike would do about 30 miles an hour, powered by this little two-stroke, and I got 70 miles a gallon. So I used 2 quarts of two-stroke fuel for 35 miles.
Not bad, not bad at all. Hey, Jose, good to see you, guy.
Hey, I thought I'd pop in. I've got a skedaddle here in a few minutes for a meeting. We're having the meeting in my office, as it turned out, so I thought I'd pop in.
Well, great. Glad to have. Who's that behind you?
Well, this is Greg Elbert.
Hey, Greg.
Greg,
guys.
come on up and say hello.
Yeah.
Greg is an engineer, and
Don't hold it against me, though, okay?
Well, I didn't even notice you weren't wearing the hat, so that's why I didn't recognize you. It's a train joke. You'll get over it. Okay.
I got it.
Very good. So, engineer, so are you looking at another building to build for the design for Jose?
I do engineering on different things.
Okay.
Interesting stuff.
Very well put. Kept it a secret. Good job.
Elaborate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys in front of computers by any chance?
Yes, we are.
Try going to this website, www.seaskate.com.
Seaskate. S-E-A?
S-K-A-T-E.
Okay. All right.
And you'll see the boat that I've designed and built. And
Okay.
Jose has actually been on this thing with me.
All right.
He's been up in the north reaches of the Chesapeake on a deliberately rough day.
Mm-hmm.
And bottom line is it kind of works.
Well,
So-
neat.
Really
I
cool.
can't, because I'm running the show right now. I can't go to a website with that right now, but I will. I will look
Okay.
it up. That's pretty interesting. Very nice. So you got to your left right now is an investor.
No, an advisor at this point.
Advisor. Okay. Okay. Very good. That's
Yeah.
neat. That's neat. Well,
Yeah.
and how
What
was
is this arrangement you guys have going on here? You guys
Well-
get together and do
Google Hangout?
Google Hangout.
It's called a Google Hangout. We can get up to 10 people together on video, absolutely free, which is the key thing that motivates Jose. And we get together. We own auto repair shops, and Dave's with Jasper Engines. Mike Lambert is with a detail. He's a detailer, extreme detailer. And we get together. We talk about automotive stuff. It's pretty interesting stuff. And we do it every week. And
Okay.
Jose couldn't make it last week because how was North Carolina, Jose?
It was beautiful. It really was. But I tried the MiFi, and it just crawled, and I couldn't get through with that thing. So,
I
But,
think I remember seeing you try, yes. Well, no problem. We're glad you made it this week, and we missed you last week. It was a lot of fun.
thank you. Yeah, I'm sure
All
it
right.
was.
I tell you one thing. We're going to see how it works out. But Craig Shipp was here tonight, and
No.
he did the Google shoot for Google, and with a video and the all, stuff like that. So he's back now on his way home because he wants to try to start to edit it together and see how it works. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm only the second one to do it with him, and the first one came out pretty good. So it should work out nice.
Well, that sounds really cool. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen him. I'm glad to hear that he's back on the air with us.
Yes, very good. All right, well, we're going to go back to Dave Windward right now because he was in the midst, and we just wanted to say hi to you. You going to hang in for a little bit?
Well, yeah, actually, I'm waiting on one more party, so I can hang out for a little bit, and then I'm going to pop out.
I understand. If we don't get a chance to say goodbye officially, thank you very much for being with us tonight, Jose.
My pleasure. Yeah,
All
it's
right.
always a lot of fun.
You betcha, buddy. Thank you. Nice meeting you, Greg. Okay, good luck. All right, we're back with Dave Windward from Jasper Engines. Didn't mean to interrupt you there, Mr.
Oh,
Dave.
no problem. No.
I wasn't sure if Jose was going to be a temporary check-in real quick. So you've were North Carolina. You did 100 miles on your powered bike, 65 miles without the chain, which meant you were really busting. And how did you feel afterwards? The legs all rubbery?
Oh, I felt terrible, but I can actually say I did 100 miles on 2 quarts of gasoline on a hybrid bicycle, so I think that's a pretty good feat.
There you go. Very good. All right, what do you have for us tonight, mister?
Well, I keep talking about transmissions, and I did want to go back to gas engines because sometimes people forget we still do gas engines, and we do a lot of gas engines.
Yes.
So I had a short video on our gas engine live run testing, which is kind of a comical video. I was looking, my source of videos, I couldn't pull the one I wanted to share, so
Okay.
I went on YouTube and just found there's literally hundreds of people that have toured our plant and taken their own personal videos. So I pulled one of those off of YouTube, and
Okay.
it's only a couple seconds long, but it's kind of comical. And
Okay.
I have another contest. We
Good.
got the winner of I guess it was 2 weeks ago, the last
Yes.
time I was on.
Yep.
So we have the winner of that contest, and yeah. So whenever
Let's do it.
you want to.
We're ready.
Cool. Well, let me pull this video up, and one thing I wanted to share about the live run testing. I actually
Okay.
was in a situation today at a marina, and I was, from time to time, I actually get in front of an end user who was looking to make a purchase, and
Right.
this was a gentleman who had a nice boat. It was a was a 28 or 30-foot, I believe it was either a Fountain or a Baja, had twin 502s, and he was a 502 is kind of a unique engine. The cores aren't that readily available, so most companies like ourselves really need to get that core back and work with what we have. And so he was kind of comparing us to a machine shop, and the turnaround time for the machine shop was about 3 weeks. The turnaround time for us to pick this engine up and remanufacture it was about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And one of the big selling points was the fact that we are testing these engines. And, of course, in Maryland, the marine season is so short that every week counts. You know, he's only got a couple weeks left after 2 weeks to get this boat back, and he wants to make sure that this engine's going to run if he's got plans. So that was actually a good selling feature. Also, the fact that we replace all the wearable parts. We use high-quality parts and not just something that, you know, might be an off-brand that might be less expensive. So even though we were more money than the machine shop, he definitely committed to it, and we sold it on the spot. So I wanted to share this quick video, and this is kind of funny. It's only a couple seconds long.
Okay.
But we run these engines on natural gas because we're in a factory environment, and of course we don't want liquid gasoline everywhere, and it's very efficient. And we're just kind of starting them up, letting them idle. They rev them up a little bit. But if you listen towards the end of the video, somebody's in the background going, "Rev it up, rev it up." So you take a listen for that.
That's why you can't let anybody from the South go on the tours.
Yeah. So let me see if I can pull this up.
Okay, ready.
Just making some small adjustments.
Right.
And then we'll show a computer screen it's actually that's all the parameters, the oil pressure, temperatures. Right there, he's revving it a little bit. Rev it up! Rev it up!
That must have been the NASCAR tour.
Yeah, but
there you go.
Just a short video, but it is a computer acquisition software that monitors all the. It's basically oil pressure, water temperature, water flow, oil flow, and if any of the parameters don't meet what the computer is set at, it'll actually just cut it off. So it's not a matter of yeah, the temperature is right on the line. I think I'll let this one pass. It's either pass or fail.
Pass or fail.
And and that's one of the benefits. It takes a lot of resources and a lot of money to test these engines. And when you're putting an engine in a boat, sometimes this can take, hey, who knows? It could take a couple days, and then you start it up, and the thing's got a funny noise. Well, somebody's got to take that all back out. Plus, you haven't that customer. So,
well, hey, let me tell you something. Cars aren't much worse. You know, these North Star engines are not a piece of cake.
Dropping the whole subframe and
exactly.
All, yeah.
25 hours. And then you start it up, and it's got a noise. You know, technicians will take their own lives in situations like that.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. And in some of these, and like a Ford truck, for example, the 6-liter Ford, you have to pull the whole cab off the frame and then pull the engine out, and you know, that's just it's a mess. So you definitely want a pre-tested engine if you're going to go through all that.
All right, well, let's go back to Jose for a few moments. When we come back, we're going to get the results of 2 weeks ago contest and the new contest. Is that cool?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back with Mike Lambert in just a few moments, but now Jose's still sitting here, so we thought we'd get back to you. So Dynamic Automotive is the place you live and breathe virtually every day of your life. You have 3 locations in the Frederick area, Liberty Town, New Market, and also the Queen Jewel there, Urbana, where you have the 60-foot car wash with LED lighting and all kinds of stuff like that. It's just a carnival for the kids now. So you're doing all kind of stuff like that. And you also open on Sunday there. So we've been doing a lot of promoting for you on the radio. Now we're going to start promoting the car show. We'll start talking about that next week. And that's August 24th, correct?
August 24th, and we'll have the Golden Gears Car Club attending.
Okay.
Some of the members of the Corvette Club will show up also.
Okay.
And it should be a lot of fun. We've got a moon bounce, a lot of good food, a lot of activities. So if you're watching and you want to show your kids, your family a good time, bring them on by. It's a lot of fun.
All right, now I want to mention one thing. As you know, I'm crazily bringing 4 cars. Okay?
Right.
I want 4 spots together.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
As a
So
matter of fact, I'm in charge of lining up all the cars
Good.
on the back lot, and
All right.
typically we put a couple of your cars inside the quick lube area.
You don't even have to do that. I'll take them. I'll be all outside. I'm fine. That's no problem.
Okay.
I just want to get 4 together because last year they were all over the map. I was like in all different places. So
Right.
that would be great if we could do that.
Really looking forward to seeing the Pantera that
Yep.
you're bringing. That's going to be a showstopper.
Yeah, it took first place last week. We were in where was I? Hanover, Pennsylvania. And the car show there had about 122 cars, and took first place in what they call the classic division. They had four divisions, so it took first place. I was very happy with that. It's a fun car. Had a lot of fun with it.
I think people are going to go gaga over that car.
I hope so. I hope they like it. So looking forward to bringing it there, rain or shine. Let's pray for shine. Let's pray for shine. So that's it.
Greg had a question for you.
Okay, good, Greg.
Well, the gentleman who just David, you were just talking about the Baja boats you replaced the engines on.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious if you have any idea what kind of fuel economy those Baja boats get, or the fountain boats. I mean, I've been told in general if you have to ask the question, you shouldn't own one. But I was just curious if you might not have a number.
Dave, did you mute yourself?
We're not hearing them.
Dave, did you mute yourself? I don't know if you did or not.
I think I was...
There you go. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, I have a friend. He has a 48-foot fountain with 2 700 horsepower supercharged engines.
Wow.
He left. Let me see. The Northeast River went over through the C&D Canal into Philadelphia, and came back. Hitting it pretty hard, 80, 90 miles an hour. And he spent about $800 in fuel, and that was just to go out and have lunch and come back. So some of these boats can burn, 40 gallons an hour, 50 gallons an hour easily. I mean, and then some of these big, like some of these, they call them Black Thunders. A lot of them are triple powered. It's a big, heavy speedboat. It's like one of the most luxurious speedboats. It's got 7-foot ceilings, full shower, full kitchen, but they're capable of doing 80-plus miles an hour. And a lot of them have triple engines with superchargers. And I've even seen twin supercharged triples. And on a full tilt, I mean, you're probably pushing 70-plus gallons an hour at least. So it's just ridiculous. I don't know how people do it, but yeah, that's and the one that this guy with the 502s, I mean that might be a 30 gallon per hour, 40 gallon per hour boat at a good 60 mile an hour clip, something like that. So
wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's
so it's on the order of 1 to 2 miles per gallon is what they're getting.
Yeah, probably so. And the thing is, just like for example, the guy that asked me on my video.
I was just going to say
what kind of gas mileage do you get on your Viper when you're not into it? And I'm like, I don't know. You haven't seen the video yet, have you, Jose?
I saw it the week before last, where you were
okay.
in front of a crowd. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, the guy asked me that question. What do you get? What kind of gas mileage do you get on your Viper when you're not into it? I'm always into it. I don't know. Easy peasy. So interesting stuff. Woo, that's some money. Well, when you really think about it, anybody that can afford to spend that kind of money for a day, that's incredible.
Yeah, they don't care at that point. It's kind of like Mike talking about the guys with the $1,500 oil changes. At that point, you're like, who cares?
Exactly. Yep, we're just talking with Mike about Bentleys and 1500. All right, okay. Well, Jose, I know you're going to have to leave us pretty soon. So tell us about the 3 locations of Dynamic Automotive, if you'd be so kind.
Okay, I'm at the Libertytown location, and if you want to reach me, you can call me at 301-694-6250. And our New Market location, which is the original location, that phone number there is 301-694-5460. You'll talk to my partner, Lee Foreman, and or the boss, Sarah. Sarah runs the show over there. And at Urbana, that phone number, right off of 270, that phone number is 301-874-8255. 8833, and you'll talk to either Jason or Ken, or Kevin, I mean, or Big Bobby Allen, who will answer the phone most of the times, believe it or not.
Very good. I got my boy behind me. You see my customer greeter behind us. He's saying he put in a long day today. He's not happy at all. he's looking and said, "Hey, 5 o'clock. My clock was done." So
he goes everywhere with you, doesn't he?
Yeah, I take him a lot of places. I love the boy. He's great to be around. He's fantastic company, and he went to the car show with me Sunday. All day we're walking around. He doesn't have a leash on him at all. People are just amazed. There's other dogs there that are on leashes going crazy, trying to get to him, and he's looking at me like, should I go over there? I said, nah, stay right here. He's fine. You know? He's just got the best temperament that I've ever seen in a dog. He really is. He's my buddy. And he's sleeping right now. Yes. So very good. Well, Jose, great having you here. You're welcome to hang around for a little bit while longer. We're going to talk with Mr. Mike Lambert real quick and then get back to Dave, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Nice seeing you.
Thanks, Jose. Thanks, Greg. All right, Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop. Beautiful day today, which, of course, is always great for you because you got cars inside and outside and all kinds of stuff. What do you have on the plans for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I haven't heard yet. The gentleman usually doesn't let me know until about 9 o'clock. He's a once-a-month regular.
Okay.
So it's either his SUV or the wife's BMW, so I'm not sure.
All right. Love surprises, so just go ahead, you know.
Then we have Lena's boss's, whatever he's picked on Thursday, and Friday I have a new customer coming in, and Saturday Sequartz.
Okay, very good. Very good.
We're doing well. I can't complain.
Tell us about Hunt Valley Horsepower last week. That, by the way, folks, Hunt Valley Horsepower is live every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 at the Hunt Valley Town Center, which is in Hunt Valley, Maryland, and that is between 83 and York Road on Schwann Road. So tell us a little about what was out there.
It was probably, the weather was threatening, so it was down a little bit, but there was probably close to 200 cars.
Amazing.
A little bit of everything. There was a big BMW show in Aberdeen, so a whole group of them met at Hunt Valley, about 30 or 40 BMWs of all shapes and sizes met and went up to Aberdeen from there. Let's see, there was a couple McLarens, a couple Ferraris. My client brought his older Ferrari. Bunch of Audi R8s are starting to show up for some reason.
Okay.
I didn't think there was that many around. I've only done a couple of them, and then a lot of nice old street rods came in last week. So it was interesting, really good.
Great. Very good, very good. Well, we appreciate you being with us tonight, Mike, and every week, by the way. Thank you so much. And if you don't know it, Mike is also a guest on my radio show every Saturday morning, three times a morning, every 2 hours, till I tell him to stop. And by the way, I forgot to tell you last week to stop, and it was really embarrassing when you called it 105. That should never happen, okay? But they called it 705, 905, and 1105, and you can see and hear his interview at daveserio.com. But really enjoyable what you're doing. You're giving a lot of people some helpful advice, and I know you're going to get big-headed about this, but I had two customers come up to me at my shop this week, and both of them said, by the way, that guy, that detailer, Mr. Lambert, I said, he's really interesting. We really loved what he does. And two people. And that was, completely solicited, which, if it was solicited, it was because I'm trying to find out if anybody knows you really do anything. But it was unsolicited. People said it, and they love you. So you're doing a great job.
Well, that's nice to hear. I appreciate that, because I do get people calling me from your show, and they're always really nice people.
Yeah.
So it's a nice crowd. So.
Yes, sir. Good people. All right. Well, thank you, Mike, for joining us. We'll be back with you in just a few moments, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Dave, tell us the winner of 2 weeks ago contest, and what do you have for us this week?
Well, the question or the picture of the last contest was a funny-looking dial tool, and basically what it was for engines that have bolts that require a torque to yield, and basically most of the time it's a head bolt. What they found over the years was the aluminum on the head expands at a different rate as the block does, so you kind of have to have a bolt that'll kind of, it's like a spring, it'll expand and contract.
Like a stretch bolt.
A stretch bolt, yeah, and that's what a lot of people refer to them as. So normally you'll torque them down to, say, 45 foot-pounds, and then they'll ask you to turn them 90 degrees, and then maybe even an additional 90 degrees, and that was a gauge to show you the amount of degrees that the bolt is turned. Another way to do it is just take a little paint and put a little mark on it. You can kind of see where it's going. That's the way I did it. But our buddy Ken, who gets all these questions right for the most part, he got that. But I think he's been cut off. I promised him I'm going out to Indiana the end of this month, and I'm going to see if I can find him some barbecue sauce. So barbecue sauce coming your way, Ken.
There you go.
This week is now. This is a funny one. If you are a technician in the state of Maryland, you know exactly what this tool is.
Okay.
And let me see if I can bring this up here. And it's, what is this little thing?
All right, name the tool. The first correct answer to get to JasperMan73 at gmail.com.
I got one of these jack hats.
Yep. Okay, very good. So we got a hat to give out. Name the tool. Pretty simple.
It's a
small pretty neat.
And it might be used for possibly cutting something if you look at it. But in the state of Maryland and states where they use a lot of salt on the roads during the winter, certain components of the vehicle rot out all the time, and you're replacing them, and might be using this tool a lot. It's probably in your front pocket most of the time.
Very good. The weird thing about it is it says it's made in Spain. We all know how many quality products come from Spain, that's for sure.
I didn't even notice that, Dave.
Very good. Name the tool, JasperMan73 at gmail.com. Sounds good, Dave. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to close the show. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I'm Dave Serio, host of the radio program You Ought to Know. Behind me, Jasper the Wonder Dog. He's not doing too much wondering right now. He's wondering why he's here at work 2.5 hours late, but he's doing a good job of just nodding off a little bit. But he's my customer greeter at my repair shop called Vehicle Service Plus, and we're at the corner of Baltimore Pike and Bond in Bel Air, Maryland, Harford County. And you can visit us on the web at vehicleserviceplus.com or give us a call at 410-879-1500. So for Jasper and myself, Dave Serio, Dave Windward from Jasper Engines and Transmissions, Mike Lambert from the Shine Shop, and also Jose Bueso from Dynamic Automotive. We say adieu. We thank you very much for being here. We're part of the Hangout10.com network. We hope you enjoyed the show. Archives are on YouTube and YouAutoKnowLive.com. And we would love to talk to you guys anytime. Thanks for being with us tonight. We look forward to talking to you again. Join me on the show Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to noon Eastern Time at DaveSerio.com. Good night, everybody.